Hi guys, another video, here in C Cinema. Let's get to it. Is the king of comedy the ultimate Scorsese picture? It's hard to say. It certainly has two aspects that are crucial to Scorsese cinema. One is the constant reinterpretation of film history and movie icons. New York, New York is an homage to the classic MGM musicals. The Color of Money is a sequel to the classic The Hustler. The Aviator follows the life of film tycoon Howard Hughes. And with Hugo, he traced the final days of film pioneer Georges Méliès. In The King of Comedy, Scorsese's reinterpretation of film history follows the decision to make use of famous comedian Jerry Lewis as Jerry Langford. Later, we will analyze why Scorsese chose Lewis. The other aspect crucial to Scorsese cinema is a collaboration with a specific actor. Notable collaborations include Harvey Keitel, Joe Pesci, Leo DiCaprio, obviously, and his most important collaboration ever, Robert De Niro. Let's stop for a moment. In a way, the two most important characters in The King of Comedy embody each of the two aspects we just mentioned. But the usage that Scorsese makes of them follows entirely different directions. In Scorsese cinema, De Niro often plays a dissociated character.
You talking to me?
Someone who, in a way, lives in a world made by himself for himself. De Niro usually struggles to live in the world outside his imagination and suffers when making contact with reality. Despite this, in films like Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, or The King of Comedy, he seems to fulfill his goals. In Taxi Driver, he rescues Iris. In Raging Bull, he cheers himself. And in The King of Comedy, he succeeds in getting his show. Nonetheless, we should look suspiciously at these endings, as those epilogues could easily be another product of the deranged mind of the typical De Niro character. As we established, the introduction of Rupert Pupkin and his ultimate end in The King of Comedy isn't that far from what Scorsese has done in his filmography. However, the use he makes of the Jerry Lewis character is truly unlike anything we have seen before. Scorsese takes one of the most well-known comedians in film history and makes him virtually unrecognizable. Jerry Lewis hardly tells any joke during the movie. To emphasize this, Scorsese tapes his mouth and ties him up, to make sure there's absolutely no way he could tell or act any joke. We are aware that Jerry's character is tied because he was abducted, but we are sure that the decision to, ironically, overtie him follows the central strategy of The King of Comedy, to present the Jerry Lewis character in the most contrasting way imaginable. There's an interesting contradiction in the film. Scorsese reduces Jerry Lewis to a character unlike those he previously portrayed. But The King of Comedy is a film that reproduces quite exactly the same structure of the films directed by Jerry Lewis. Martin Scorsese is a director that constantly refers to his experience as a moviegoer. He has expressed many times his love for films and his deep understanding of filmmaking. We are sure that Scorsese is an expert in the movies directed by Jerry Lewis. He takes away the most obvious characteristics of the Jerry Lewis character. He removes his funny faces, constant movement, the falls, or the costumes. He takes away the surface to look at what's underneath. Besides being a great comedian, Jerry Lewis was a masterful director, a true craftsman. He built a world in which his protagonists are trapped, with no way of escaping. That goes for the hotel in The Bellboy, the boarding house in The Ladies' Man, or the studio in The Errand Boy. Scorsese presents the protagonist of The King of Comedy in a similar way. Rupert Pupkin is trapped like those characters. He's trapped in his own made-up world. He's trapped in the show's bureaucracy. He's even trapped in the big city where he lives. Other aspect that Scorsese mimics from Lewis's films is the surrealistic nature. In The Patsy, Jerry ends the film by showing everyone the set where the movie is being shot.
Please, crew, that's lunch. 1 hour for the actors and 7 days for the technicians. It's a movie set breaking once and for all. To go.
Jerry goes in and out of character, playing both the fictional character and the real Jerry Lewis. Rupert Pupkin is similar in this regard. He constantly goes in and out of his fantasy world, where he plays a more successful version of himself.
Rupert! Rupert, who are you talking to?
Mom!
This duplicity is established right at the beginning. We see footage of the Jerry Langford show, followed by a scene outside the TV set. The change in the type of film stock, texture, and context helps us to identify the separate worlds, and the struggle of Rupert stuck in the middle. In the films Lewis directed, it isn't uncommon to see a recurring gag. The young, dumb, and up-and-coming Jerry finds himself face to face with the classy and experienced Jerry. In The Errand Boy, we see Jerry at the beginning of the movie as he works hanging movie posters. After a series of disastrous circumstances, Jerry becomes a famous actor. He goes to the place where he used to hang the posters. And in the sense of circularity, we find another Jerry Lewis supplanting the previous Jerry Lewis. Rupert Pupkin tries to do the same thing. He also tries to supplant a Jerry Lewis, this time called Jerry Langford. Rupert says he is the new King of Comedy, mimicking Jerry Lewis's real nickname, the King of Comedy. Also, De Niro is dressed with the same outfit as Jerry Langford, to further express the duality that Scorsese borrows from Lewis's films. This sense of duplicity can be seen to its fullest if we compare the character arcs of both Pupkin and Langford. Let's watch the first time we see each of them. While Langford is in the studio conducting his show, Pupkin is outside in the dark going to watch Langford. Their situations couldn't be more dissimilar. While one enjoys success and stardom, the other is in the dark and unnoticed. But the last time we see each of them, everything is different. Now, Jerry is outside in the dark, watching Rupert, while Rupert is in the studio conducting his show. The roles are exchanged. This role swapping that Scorsese does with his characters reminds us of one of Jerry Lewis's masterpieces, The Nutty Professor. In that film, the constant substitution of the main character is, apart from its comedic effect, a constant reminder of the alienation the Jerry Lewis character suffers, as he is incomplete as either of them. The skill shown by Scorsese in The King of Comedy is like no other. He could easily have chosen to mimic the jokes or comedic style of Jerry Lewis. Instead, his understanding of the true essence of Jerry Lewis's films is like no other. If the Rupert and Langford swap is a continuation of the interchange of the Jerry characters, it's safe to say that Scorsese proved to be, as a filmmaker, a continuation of Jerry Lewis. That's all for today. See you later on C Cinema.
If you like the video, please comment, like and subscribe.